In this tutorial, we're going to be backing up and restoring a file in a Linux slash Unix system, basically. So we're on our Linux box here, our Linux client, basically. So we're going to click on our default backup set. We're going to establish our storage policy. Right-click on it. Click on Properties. Okay. Click on Storage Devices. We're going to highlight the storage policy we want. In this case, it's data backup, it's backup. Transfer options, again, we're going to turn off software compression. Duplication, we're going to leave that one off. And security, we're good there. We're not going to put anything in. Activity control, we're going to enable it, of course. Back to our filters and actually content, really. So you can see there's some here already, right? So here's a trick I wanted to show you, right? If you can't ever connect to your client, you want to know, okay, can I connect to the client? I don't know if I can or not, right? So you click on Browse, and if you can see files in there, that means the CommServe can connect to the client 100%. Necessarily may not mean it can back it up, but there's communication at least. So that's the first step, really. That's how you establish, okay, I know another way, if you will, to establish, oh, okay, I know I'm able to connect to it. So, yeah. So in this case, we're going to just want to back up. Actually, let's just create something different. Let's go to our desktop. Linux doesn't usually have a desktop, right? So we're going to just see if we can create a file, actually. Don't know that we can create a file, but we're going to go to our op folder, or var rather, right? And we're going to back up, we're going to go to log, and we're just going to back up the Commvault logs. Seems to be, if they get deleted, whoop-de-doo, right? So, yeah, here's all the logs in Commvault for this particular one. It's pretty large, sort of. 1 meg, right? So that's where we're going to back up, actually, and we're going to delete it. So var log Commvault, that's what we're going after. So click OK. We already have it, right? So we're good there. We don't need to do any of that. Let's see. So yeah, that's it. So we were set up there to back up this file. So let's click OK. So anyway, here's our log files, right? So before I do anything, what I want to do is I want to create a file in here called backup, right? Backup.log. So in order to do that, we are going to do the command touch, right? So we're going to call it backup restore dot text. Yeah, we're not going to do .log. We're just going to do .text. Why not? Let's do .log. Why not? So touch backup and restore backup restore log. Okay, good. So now let's see if that's there. So go LL, right? So let's see if we can't find it. It's going to be case sensitive probably. Oh, there it is right there. Backup restore log. So let's see if we can't add some information into it, right? So we'll go nano backup restore.log. Okay, let's just add some data in here. So let's do full backup. Full backup. Okay. All right. Control X. Yes. Good. Okay, all is well. So if we want to look at that, we would do cat. Yeah, cat backup restore backup, if I could spell, restore .log. Okay, let's see if we can't view that. Cat? Well, we could actually try tail, actually, probably. See, back up. Yeah, let's try tail instead. No? So it might be actually tail slash then the log. Maybe like that. No? So let's go back. Tail? Oh, okay, yeah. So it's tail slash, same thing with cat. Let's see if it's cat. Can't remember about slash. Yeah. Okay, so cat and then slash or tail slash. Okay. That's super cool. Okay, cool. Let's go back to our, so now we created the file. Let's go back up to CommServe and just create a full backup of it. So we're just going to see, of course, we know we just created the file, right? So click, go through the steps again, and we should see our file. Let's actually close out, go back in browse, and let's go to our var, then our log, then our Commvault, and finally log file. And we see it right there. It's present. Nice. Excellent. I have data in there. That's weird. Why it's not? Maybe it's not enough data. But anyway, so it's there. So all is well. So let's close this out. Let's do our schedule policy, actually. So you go down to policies, then schedule policy. Right click on it. Go new schedule policy. We're going to call this the Linux, or yeah, Linux. Just Linux, it's fine. Linux. Data protection. We're going to do our file. So file protected, sorry. Under the agent type, we're going to type, or we're going to actually scroll down and we're going to look for files, protected files. Open that up. And then we're going to look for Linux file system. Click on Linux file system, close it. Click on associations. Then we're going to click on you can either do Linux client groups or you can do client groups here, either one you want to do. So if you for instance you had a lot of you had multiple Linux clients and you wanted, and it just file agents, and all you have in your Linux client is just a bunch of file agents. You don't have anything else. You can click this and then it'll just highlight every single file agent you have, as long as you don't have any other agent in there for that matter. So that's the benefit. Say you have several hundred of these actually, you know, I'm wrong actually on that. So here's why that would work with this. For instance, if I click on general, let's just try this out. If I chose something else, let's say I chose, I know Oracle is in there as well. So let's just choose our SQL, right? Let's choose SQL as well. Close it out. And let's try this for Windows, or let's just try this for, let's try it for Windows as well. So I want to show you, because I have SQL Server in Windows. So let's try this out. So click on associations. If I chose a Windows client, it's going to see only the file agent and SQL agent. That's all it's going to see. So, you know, in this case, the media agent 1 only has a file agent, so it's only going to see what it has in there. It doesn't have SQL, right? So for instance, let's try this out. Let's go to general again, and let's just select, let's this time omit the Linux file agent. We're just testing this out, by the way. And then the SQL Server agent. Let's only have his Windows file system. Click on associations. Now let's click on again on the Windows client group. Let's highlight that. Now you'll notice that I only have I can only see Windows file system. So for instance, just going back to my point, I'm showing you now. If you had thousands, why would you have thousands? I don't know. Maybe you would. Clients in this CommServe, you're sorry, if you had thousands of clients or hundreds of clients, most likely it's hundreds. In the Windows client group that are for the file system, you just click this and it's going to capture all those 100 or 1,000 of those clients. Yeah, so that's the benefit of that. If you have 1,000 clients, your CommServe, yeah, it should be really beefy. Like, uh, it should be like extremely beefy. Like, say, um, like at least 200 gig. I would say 256 gig of memory, basically for the CommServe, and probably like a couple of terabyte hard drive, or if not more, maybe a 10 terabyte hard drive. Maybe you'd install it on a D drive, the CommServe, and that would be say 10 terabyte. And I'd probably actually even put it as a VM, truth be told, and just vMotion it to another host. So you'd have like probably you'd have a dedicated host just for the CommServe, right? And you'd have another dedicated host just for the CommServe. So that VM would be just on that host, and you could vMotion it to one of two hosts basically, because of just if one host goes down, the other one takes it over, and that's how I would set it up actually for that. So let's actually continue with what we came here to do, is to do Linux, right? Linux file agent. So we're going to click on agent. We're going to click on the protected file. We're going to unselect Windows file. We're going to select Linux file system. And then we're going to go to associations again. And we're going to click on the Linux client group, or client if you will. And we're just going to highlight the whole Linux group, client group. There's only one Linux box in there. There's only one file system. So click on view from that. All is well there. So click on alert. We're not setting up any alerts. Click on security. We're good there. Go back to general. And we're ready to actually add our task. So on the task, under task, click add. We're going to click select full, right? And our schedule pattern, we're going to do it weekly, and we're going to unselect all these. And I believe we're going to do what? 1 a.m., right? 1 a.m. Because our last one was at 12 a.m., I believe it was, for the sequel, I think it was. Anyway, so 1 a.m. full. So we're going to call this a Linux full. Okay, Linux full. Capture that so I can use it again. No exemptions, all is well. Yeah, so weekly, every Saturday at 1 a.m. Click OK. And the same thing with the incremental. Click on add, do incremental, schedule patterns, well, let's click at the daily. You can choose daily or weekly. I know in the past I've chosen weekly and I've selected the different days, but we can do daily, and we can do an exemption. And we're going to exempt, what day are we going to exempt? We're going to exempt days, on first, so first, second, third, fourth, or last, right? First, second, third, fourth, last. We're going to exempt the Saturday because we don't want to back it up on the Saturday. So we're going to click OK on that. So first, second, third, fourth, last Saturday. It's an exemption. It's not going to perform the incremental those days. So that's what that means. So yeah. Okay, so we're going to change this to incremental, INC. Okay, and okay, we're good here. We're going to click OK. And yep, so you see here, it gives you some information on what it's about to do, or what data you have for it, right? So every day at 9 p.m. you're going to do it, except for the first, second, third, fourth, last Saturday. That's what you're going to do. That's what that means. So we're good there. Click OK. Okay, and once it shows up, let's get a run. Let's do a full. Okay, it's there. So click on schedule policy. Right click on the Linux. We're going to go run immediately. We're going to select our full, Linux full. Click OK. Go over to our job controller and watch it go. So let's click on it. Let's see some information about it, what it's doing. So you can also see on your CommServe, on your Linux box, you can tail certain files to see them as they happen. So if you want to, like, same thing with on the CommServe, you're viewing the log files, you would tail a log file and you would see what it's doing kind of real time. So it's already completed, so that's probably why we didn't see much. So click on stream. Well, everything's good to go here. Streams, attempts. So it went through the scan, backup, and archive index. Very quick. Okay, so we're going to delete, or we're going to remove. So RM, what was so I think it was /backup. Yeah, restore. We're going to remove it. Means it's gone, right? So we'll do LL. We'll make sure it's not there. So we'll scroll up, see if it's not. It's still there. Okay, odd. Wonder why I did that. So let's do that again. RM, remove. Let's do, maybe it's remove without the whack there. Yeah, maybe it's that one. Okay, LL. So let's scroll up a little bit. Do we see it? We don't see it. Sweet. It's not there. Awesome. So let's head over to our CommServe. Let's head to the client. See about, actually, let's go here. Let's do properties. Click on content. Click on browse. Move it over. So we're looking for the var. We're going to click on var. Then we're going to click on the log. And finally the Commvault. So log files. So we don't see it there. Sweet. This is a real-time view of our data. So that's good. We don't see it there. Sweet. All right. So it's not there. Let's restore it. So how do we do that? We go to our file system here. We're going to right click on the default backup, or here, either one. We're going to browse and restore. I'm going to browse the latest backup. I can do an absolute time. I can do a time range, but I'm just going to browse up, browse the current latest backup. So click on view contents, or view content. We're going to scroll down a little bit until we see our different files: var, log, Commvault, log file. Okay, so I know exactly the file I'm looking for. Actually, I know exactly what it is. I know where it's at. I know that. So I need to back up. I want to restore this file only, right? So I'm going to recover all selected. So I want to choose to restore the ACLs. I can do that. I can do unconditional override. I can do different destination. I can choose to go somewhere else. I can restore to the same folder path or a different folder path. Let's restore it to another folder path, shall we? So click on browse. I'm going to choose the opt folder. I'm going to choose Commvault. No, I'm going to choose log, var logs, and var log. I'm going to choose Commvault. I'm just going to throw it in Commvault. I'm not going to throw it in a log file and choose it there. So I'm going to throw it there. So overwrite, good. Number of streams, good to go. This is basically what you call this. Is called a you call this like an out of place restore, right? Or in place would be like I'm restoring to the same place. An out of place restore would be like I'm restoring it somewhere else, different folder. And everything looks good. No need to impersonate user. Click on advanced. We can just view that. Click on the data path, and you can choose a different media agent to use that if you wanted to. We're just going to leave it like it is, restore it to any library. In our case, it's going back to the backup and restore library, so we're going to leave it there. Click cancel from that. No changes needed. And push, let's see, job initiation immediately. Okay, good. So push OK. Go to our job controller. And then our restore is in place, or starting basically. Click on general, progress, streams. Probably not going to see a lot because it's only 0K, so you're probably not going to see a lot, but it'll probably go really quick. See, streams, I still don't see anything yet. Oh, there it is, 1 byte active. Yeah, that was super quick. So cd var, then log file or log Commvault. Okay, so I'm there. So now oh, look at there, it's there. Yeah. Okay, so this concludes the Linux /Unix file level backup and restore. Thanks for viewing.